Today I'm going to talk about how I almost destroyed my digital marketing agency strictly because I was undercharging for clients. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Mike Mancini, a digital agency owner for the last 10 years. Sorry for my voice, I've been a little under the weather, but let's keep going. I talk about this story a lot. Back in 2018, I doubled the size of my digital agency. I wasn't happy with the revenues, I wasn't happy with the number of clients, so I literally doubled it. With that said, about 6 months after I did that, I realized I was in way over my head. I was working anywhere between 70 and 80 hours a week, strictly managing my clients' accounts. And for most people, and me included, that was just not sustainable. Sure, I had a lot of clients now, however, I couldn't keep up with the workload. And sure, you might say, yeah, well, you could outsource. That is true. However, the reason I was able to double my agency was strictly the fact that I was undercharging. I didn't necessarily need double the client accounts that I had. What I needed to do was charge what I was worth and essentially make more per client. I shouldn't necessarily have been working in the business, but I should have been working on the business. And it was at that point that I realized a shift needed to be made. And if you've been in this business longer than 5 minutes, you probably know that the cheaper clients are typically the ones that are the biggest headaches. They're the ones that ask the most questions. They're the ones that want to know exactly what you're doing every single day. They're not necessarily worried about their own business. They're worried about exactly what I'm doing. My most successful clients, I very seldom hear from, specifically because they are working on their business. They are growing. They hired me to do my job. If I don't do that job, obviously they'll find someone else. But smaller clients or businesses that are smaller, they tend to have more time on their hands. They're more worried about exactly what you're doing every moment of the day. Was that the right change? Should you do that? And those typically are not the best types of clients to work with. And when I say I was undercharging just for my value, and it wasn't even close. And you're probably asking, well, how much were you charging? I don't even want to get into that question right now because it was varied. Some of the clients were they couldn't really afford me, so I dropped my prices to be able to work with them. I wanted to get clients because it was a newer agency at the time. I wanted to get clients in the door, and I just was willing to take really any business I could get. And while starting out, that's exceptionally hard to say no to people that want to work with you. However, what would you rather have? One client that pays you your value, pays you a full price, or 3 or 4 clients that are really just more worried about exactly what you're doing because they have so much time on their hands and they are literally just digging in, constantly calling you, constantly emailing you, and constantly putting their nose in your business, not allowing you to do your job. So the big question probably is, well, Mike, what'd you do about it? Well, I did probably the scariest thing I've ever done in my business, and I literally doubled my prices. I carefully crafted an email and I gave my clients 30 days notice and sent it out to them and said, in 30 days, we are going to be doubling our prices and here's why. And in each one of those emails, I posted, I've gotten you approximately this many leads based on your close rate. You should have made this much revenue, and just completely showed them how I'd blown out of the water their expectations. And then I hit send, and on those emails, it scared the hell out of me. But I knew a change had to be made. And here's what I expected. I expected maybe half of my clients to take the price increase. They see the value. You know what? You're right, Mike. You're probably undercharging yourself. We're going to go ahead and agree to that price increase. I figured about 25% of them would probably say, you know what? We might do this for a month or two and we'll see how it goes. And then I figured I would lose the other 25%. The 25% I figured I would lose are the ones I was kind of hoping I would lose. Very high maintenance clients, not really the types of clients that you want. Not only did I do that, but in that email, I set new parameters. I reset the expectations of what they could expect from me. So in that email, I said, you know what? Here's kind of how you can contact me. Please don't contact me on my cell phone. Unfortunately, some of my clients had that. They were calling me literally at 10 o'clock at night. And while it was extremely stressful when I sent that email out, I just kind of close my eyes, held on, and hope for the best. And at the end of the day, I did not lose a single client. What I did was I showed them the value of what I was providing, and not one of them could argue it. I showed them I was getting them, so many leads, so many jobs, and for what I was charging, I had made the mistake and I was undervaluing my services. And not one of them disagreed. Not only that, but the clients that I was having problems with, resetting those parameters on what I was going to allow as far as them contacting me, was a complete game changer. And to this day, over 80% of those clients are still with me. So the reason I'm making this video is make sure you're charging what you're worth. If you're a new agency, I understand it's extremely important to get some of that revenue coming in. And while it might feel good in the moment, 60 or 90 days down the road, that kind of client may not be the type of client that you want. And what would you rather do? Would you rather service 4 clients or even 2 clients, or just 1 and make the same amount of revenue? It might take you just a little bit longer to find that type of client, but believe me, in the end, it's completely worth it. So if you had problems undercharging clients in the past, do me a favor, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear some stories and exactly what you did to deal with it. And if you want to learn more about these mistakes that I've made in the past and exactly what I did to fix them, as well as how I run my digital agency today, check out the link in the description area below for my course called Ads Agency Unlocked. I show you how I start, grow, and scale my digital agency and how I run it to this day. Check that link out in the description below. And if you got some great value out of this, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe and that little bell icon so you'll be notified of when I release new videos each and every week. And over to the right-hand side, you will see some more related videos. Thanks so much for watching. I do always greatly appreciate your support, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Take care.